There's nothing better than a new lease on life when you've been forced into one. I swear, what was life BD before Dyson? Done. Why am I saying we? It's all me. It's just me. So a little life lesson for those of us who are generally unmotivated to declutter. Book in to get your floors redone. That'll do it.
What's that?
Okay, thank you for letting me know.
What is the TV?
Always got to get his 2 cents in. Oh, the concoction of things that I must put under my eyes. You wouldn't believe. A very warm welcome back to you all. It's actually been quite a while for me because we have been so busy. There's been a lot of sickness in the house, and also my motivation has been at an all-time low. And from experience, one cannot vlog their life story in real time being in such a mood. So I have waited, well, I've forced myself to come to you today, pick up my mood, actually put on makeup, wash my hair, and get motivated for something that I've literally been forced to be motivated for. Sorry for the ambiguity. Gee, that's a rather large word to start a vlog. Sorry for the added mystery, but the peace and calm of my child leaving the room for literally a minute has completely thrown me off. And also, don't let the illusion of this background throw you off, because this is just a very edited sample of what chaos is to come in this vlog. This is going to be massive, it's going to be messy, and it's definitely not going to look as curated as this. I call this face curated, my goodness. Oh, sorry. Needed some juice. Okay, where was I? So, the chaos of, oh, I've not even blended my blush in. Right, of course. Of course. So, amongst the everyday chaos of raising 3 children, looking after COVID invalids as we speak, I'm just waiting for it to spread to the rest of the family. But so far, we are all well. We've been to hospitals. We've this is the worst round of COVID we've had yet, but luckily it's only confined to my husband for now, and he's been isolating quite well. But despite all of that, oh, and I've started a new job, so there's that. But despite all of these things going on, we're literally getting the rug ripped off from beneath us. Rose or peach? I think I'm feeling peach. What I'm referring to is literally the carpet. Yes, we have a half carpeted residence at the moment, and the time has come after all these years that it is coming off. We've just had enough of the dust and the dirt and just the maintenance of it all, and not to mention the colour is so outdated. So we are committing to ripping off the floors of our house and replacing it with floating floors. But what this translates to in mum dialogue is an insane amount of work, in addition to the insane amount of work that we already do. So I'm using you guys to motivate me and get me through this process, because it is happening in a matter of weeks. And like I said, don't let the peace and curated calm behind you throw you off, because this house is severely cluttered. If you don't believe me, just check out my decluttering videos. I will link them up above. We've done the bathroom, we've done the kitchen, and now we are doing half the house. So this vlog won't, well, it'll be sequential, but it will be quite broken, because we can obviously only tackle a few things each day over these weeks, because time around here is a very, very finite resource, and today is no exception to that. I believe I've got, let's see, 30 minutes. And look at me putting on my mascara, like, priorities. My priorities clearly need readjusting. But psychologically, looking good is feeling good, and feeling good makes you be productive.
Exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. Happy people just don't shoot their husband.
Gosh, it's nice to put on bracelets. They're always an afterthought for me. So, we need to get on with the task at hand. Let me show you the rug in question that will be ripped out from underneath us first, so you can compare the before and after. So let's literally shed some light on the chaos. Currently, this is the carpet that we have been living with. This is my mum's house. We're staying here for the moment. See, it's got some stains. It's a lovely, I wouldn't even call it pink anymore. It used to be more pink. Now it's more dusty rose, I would call it, due to all the years of dust. A lot of my followers will be very familiar with this view. I actually, aesthetically wise, think that through the viewfinder, this colour looks fine. It's a non-issue, it's a neutral colour. However, in real life, it's really not a vibe. So this may be the last outfit of the day that you may be seeing for a little while. You may also remember this outfit from last year. I call this my spring cleaning outfit because it is now spring summer season and time to bring out the brighter colours and the more eye-catching leggings. This is a sweater from H&M. It's actually in a bit of a gradient sunset light blue to dark colour, which I loved. These are some Lorna Jane leggings, which are super comfortable, and also comes with the matching crop underneath. Super comfortable, super bright to bring the high energy. Another thing that might be changing in here, also to the carpet, might also be these walls. These have been painted blue, not by my choosing, by the way, many years ago. And I feel like new floors means it's time for a new coat of paint and just a new time of life. So rather than looking at this with dread, I am actively choosing to look at this as a new beginning, a change of life, a chance to declutter, throw out the old, and in with the new. There's nothing better than a new lease on life when you've been forced into one. So a little life lesson for those of us who are generally unmotivated to declutter, just book in to get your floors redone. That'll do it. You may also be very used to this view. This is a Aldi cupboard for my husband's clothes. And he's been so wonderful all these years to keep his wardrobe contained within this space. However, this will be going because when it gets moved for the flooring, it will most likely fall to pieces because it is on its last legs. But that is not, unfortunately, going to happen today. Today, we are doing something a little bit more mundane, and that is literally stripping everything behind me to its rawest form. Let me just take you on a little tour of the gravity of what needs to be done in just this room alone. So this is just a little view of what is behind me. As you can see, well curated bed situation, looking lovely, lovely summer sheets on, happy with that. Also don't get too used to this bed frame because this is also changing. We are saying goodbye to this, not by choice, by force as well, because I had a voucher that I had to spend and it was going to expire. So I am sadly going to be saying goodbye to this bed also. Whether it'll appear in this vlog at the end, I'm not sure, but it will be taken apart. So for a while we actually might be living with absolutely no bed head, which I'm not looking forward to, but we shall see how time plays in our favour. This is one of my bookshelves full of flowers, lots of baking books, comic books. So that all has to be stripped down. Makeup table has to be stripped. Same with my newly transformed TV cabinet. That will also be all taken down. But today we are actually tackling this bookcase. As you can see, it is full of miscellaneous DVDs, Blu-rays, books, obviously, lots of cooking books. And then lots of memorabilia up the top, which I think is the first thing to go because memories live in the mind, don't they? Then we even have the wishing well from our wedding, which was what, 4.5 years ago at this point. Old art books, and I don't even know what's in those bags up there, probably nothing. But anyway, this all has to be cleared and I have to make some very harsh decisions as to what is staying and what is going. 15 minutes on the clock. Let's see if all those hours of Pilates have paid off. I feel like I'm going to be working out a sweat doing this. Right, enough talking, which is my favorite pursuit, and let's start actually decluttering. So what is that? It's so dusty. What is that? It's something to do with the wedding. I can feel that. See, this is why things will never take 15 minutes because I always have to narrate everything that I find. What is it? Oh, these are Christmas presents for my kids that we should have given them years ago. Well, Merry Christmas. At least that's one less thing we're going to have to think about this year. Won't be needing this wishing well anymore. Old art book full of dust, and wow, I put so much effort into my art, but you know what, I think it's time to go. Those were the days, huh, when I was creative. Well, still am, to be quite fair. The old photography, that was my strength. Time to say goodbye to that too. Goodbye memories. Ooh, very special shoebox up here. I will actually save this and leave it in mystery until another day. This is a vlog in itself, this shoebox. And birthday cards, I think, and another very old art book. So that is the top done. So that was rather painless. I think I might have to go and Dyson the top before I continue, but let's see if we can tackle at least 2 more shelves before I have to do pickups, and then see if we can finish this by the end of day without losing our marbles. See, this is where being harsh is so hard. Look how beautiful this birthday card is. This is for my 30th birthday, which is my favourite of all the birthdays. It's from my mum. I can't believe my little baby turns 30 today. Where has the time gone? I've loved every living day with you, every moment, joy or hardship, sadness or success. How blessed I am to see these days with you and your loving family. I love you all so much. May the days and years ahead be filled with God's precious blessings. Happy birthday, small one, my saving grace. Oh my gosh, stop it right there. I mean, me and Mum have some times, but this is where it's at. I'm keeping. I swear, what was life BD before Dyson? How did we live? Like cavemen, probably. Well, it appears we have stumbled and tripped into our first hurdle. Evidently, behind me, not much progress has been made. Had to stop vlogging to pick up the children. Everyone's back home now, and I fell headfirst into a piece of chocolate cake. My mum just happened to make a devil's food cake. She used to make this for me on my birthdays. A lot of nostalgia associated with the simple devil's food cake. Anyway, I am just really tired, and I think maybe that's what's stopping me from really making progress on this, is that I'm so tired. There's still dinner to cook, and all I just want to do, it's cold, and all I want to do is just sit down under my doona and eat cake. Such a pathetic excuse. So I'm going to finish this cake and we will see what will happen in the next clip. Will I A, keep eating cake, B, decide to vlog making dinner rather than shooting the content that's meant to be shot, or C, I continue on with the bookcase. However, I do have some footage to insert here. I did make a start on this bookcase a little while ago. I sorted out through most of my recipe books and managed to do quite a decent cull on them. So I might insert that footage, and then when we come back, hopefully this will be empty. we're here this morning because we're going to begin the decluttering process of the bookshelves. So let me show you the raw state of them, a little bit more raw looking than me, hopefully, although that's quite debatable. Gosh, I've not even moisturized. The shame. This is the current state of affairs. We have junk that has been accumulating at the top, which was meant to be a display shelf, but this is very year 2000, so it needs to go. An abundance of cooking books, DVDs, and then a miscellaneous pile of recipes I've collected, CDs, and of course my cushions for the bed throw, and other bits and pieces I need to put away, like candles and so on forth from my last declutter, which is still being quite well maintained, I'm proud to say. So this portion of the video will basically just be me sorting through my cookbooks, deciding what is staying, what is going, and I promise you'll be seeing more the back of me than the front of me, because this is not really a sight to see, is it? Anybody remember these? Used to get them at markets. Ebel skeevers. I'm not quite sure how to say that properly. Perhaps some of my audience do, but they were those yummy little pan-fried pancakes that came in like little pillows of goodness. However, even though I've got the cast iron pan, been there, got the t-shirt, I don't think I'll ever make them again, so sadly I'm going to have to leave my Ebel skeevers era in the past. Wow, we have found ourselves another vintage piece. This Australian Women's Weekly cookbook is old, and it looks it. I don't know why I kept this. Perhaps I thought it would age like fine wine, that somebody might pay some money for this one day, but I actually highly doubt it. It's so outdated. Even the recipe. Is this from? And is this relevant to this video? Oh my gosh, 1970 first published. When was this actually released though? Even the book itself is too ashamed to say its age. Not that there's any shame in age at all, but wow. I think this one's going to the archives. And actually all my archives are going to charity. This is one of those bookshelf staples, almost like a wardrobe or a capsule wardrobe. Let's call this a capsule bookshelf. You never want to get rid of a French pastry book, because this literally is the Bible to the formula for all other French pastries you will be making, because there is such an art and a technique to all the jellies and mousses and crusts that only the French can do, and do so well. So if you do get a hold of a French pastry book, this happens to be a really good one, modern French pastry, this is definitely a keeper. And it just occurred to me, does anybody care? Perhaps not. Why am I sharing this all with you? Anyway, I'll continue on. I've made quite a dent. I'm feeling a bit more pleased with myself. The recovery from seeing my face on camera like this might just be irreversible. But in better news, we have made a considerable dent to the bookshelf. These are all definitely going, and now let me just flip you around. We have a nice bit of space and a bit of dusting to do over on this side. Also taken a dent out of some of the healthier cookbooks. I keep all my paleo keto stuff up here. These are just my everyday cookbooks. DVDs are actually going to go into storage. We're not throwing any of those out. And then we have an interesting array of Blu-rays, which again will go into storage, and some very old CDs. And I no longer have a CD player, but some of these are just a classic, like Dionne Warwick. Can we ever replace such a woman? The Carpenters, this just takes me back to my childhood, singing all the Carpenters songs by heart in the car with my dad on road trips. Can I part with this? They say memories you keep in your head, but sometimes you just need that little trigger to take you back in time. So I think this is going to be a real tough one, because I am an avid music lover, and a really niche one, because I go back to an era of which I didn't exist. And for those of you questioning, as I am, whether this is actually relevant to vlog any of my thoughts and interruptions, well, that is the nature of vlogging, isn't it? It's about life, and it's about the realities of life, and that sometimes we don't feel like being motivated, and sometimes you don't feel like cleaning up. Sometimes you just want to sit there, eat cake and do nothing. And I encourage you to do the same. Take a moment, stop, have a snack, and then pick things up when you're ready. Oh, so good. I have plucked up the courage to tackle the top shelf, and we'll see how I feel after that. Now, most of this, I'm sad to say, is going to go. We have little souvenirs from travels and so forth. A mate tea drinking cup with a straw, which is a very popular tea in South America. And should I keep this? I mean, I've never used it. It does have a place that I went to on there, which is also a nice memory, but what to do? Perhaps I should just preserve the memory in this piece of footage. How about that? And I realise if I keep narrating every time I pick something up or find something, I will never get this done. So it's going to be harsh. I'm going to grab a bag and just start throwing things out. Cute. Okay, last thing. Probably not. I mean, remember these guys? Gumby and Pokey? My son actually really is into Gumby and Pokey at the moment, so I'm going to keep them for his bedroom. We have to change that up as well. I know. Fun. And also, definitely keeping this Coca-Cola bottle from Argentina. I don't feel you can even get glass Coke bottles anymore, and it actually says Argentina, so I think that this is a souvenir worth keeping. Okay, that was encouraging. I cleaned a shelf. I just need to give myself a mental pat on the back every time I complete something. That just took about a few minutes, so maybe I can do this. The one thing I did keep was all my nail varnishes that belonged to either Sally Hansen or OPI, but everything else has gone to the gods. As for the books, you would have seen in these clips I've already sorted through these, so I don't think I'm going to sort through them again. I feel like that's just going to hold me back. I'm just literally going to start stacking them into boxes and storing the boxes away. More sentiment, I know. You must be done with it by now, but I found these door stoppers, and my nonno, who's now sadly passed, gave it to me when I was traveling, and it says use it, not lose it. And it was meant to be stuck on the inside of your door to lock your door, so to speak, when there were no locks. So you'd pop this under the door on the inside, so somebody tried to open it, it would stop them. So clever, so simple. Love you, nonno. Oh my gosh, you guys, big pat on the back for myself. I know the amount of encouragement that I need right now, but I have to say that chocolate cake gave me the motivation. We're done. We are officially done. Look at this. There is nothing here. This is the after. It is a blank vessel. A blank, yeah, vessel, because we fill. It's not a canvas. Canvas you can't really fill. So ready to be filled when this is all over, but I'm just happy that we've gotten this far. I just need to put everything in boxes now, and I'll have to do that in segments because the box will just become too heavy otherwise. Part 1 of 100 done. We'll have to split it up for the rest of the portions of this vlog because otherwise we'll just be stuck here just digressing my thoughts for the entire time rather than actually doing the work. So I will catch you on another day, hopefully tomorrow, where I might tackle bookcase number 2. We shall see. My aim today is not to show my face too much on camera. There is no amount of lighting that will make any of this look any better. Today we are going to tackle bookshelves. I'm going to anticipate it might take me a good 20 minutes, which isn't too bad. I find if I set a time frame and I meet that time frame, I can fulfill the task. But if I don't, it will just never get done because if I feel like it's going to take me forever in my mind, it just will. And you know me, I love to over dramatize. So let's do what I said that I was going to do, and I'm going to stop talking and start doing. Goodness, these lights are like blinding. I'm not sure if this is a little too much. Anyway, just thought I'd share for anyone who has a real niche passion like I do. These are all secondhand Robert B. Parker books. He's a detective writer. Well, what's the name of the detective in this? Spencer. Spencer is the name of the detective in all these series of novels. Unfortunately, Robert B. Parker passed on a few years ago. Fantastic writer. I love this character, so I have most of his collection that I found in secondhand bookstores across the nation. Picked them up wherever I could. If anyone wants to get into a series or wants to get into reading it and in a real gentle, easy, entertaining way, these are super fun, super entertaining, and you'll just fall in love with the characters. Okay. It is accomplished. We have an empty bookcase. However, what you don't see at my feet is the collection of books that have literally been stacked all over the remaining space of the floor. And now we need to house them all, which is my next problem. One thing I've been wanting to do for quite a while actually, and this is a good excuse to do it, is I have some space at the very top end of my wardrobe. They're mostly memorabilia, things from high school, letters, that kind of thing. I'm going to quickly sift through that and I think just get rid of a lot of that stuff. Only if it's not important. If it is valuable, I will keep it obviously, but I think we can actually house a lot of the books up there temporarily while we figure out what to do with this literature situation. Great lover of literature that I don't read half the time, but one day when I get some personal time, perhaps I will. Bye-bye, Teddy. My mum embroidered this. She hand sewn all of the roses on here, but do I need another teddy? I don't think so. Sorry, Teddy. I literally can't even leave the room now, so I'm forced to stay here and sort through all of this. Part of me really wants to eat. Like, I just want a snack to help me get through this, and no, I've just got to do it. I'm going to dedicate time. I'm going to do this off camera and just sort this out. Yes, there are quite a few shoes in here. So, welcome. I have never shown you this room. This is actually my auntie's room. And how I look and feel, well, how I look matches how I feel right now, which is pretty frazzled and devastated. But then again, what standards am I setting if I look flawless in every shot? I would rather serve reality to you guys than cover it up, and this is one situation that I guess we have covered up for quite some time. So this is a storage space at the moment, so it's housing excess homewares, luggage, coat hangers, memories, so a lot of my auntie's things. So this has just become a bit of a zone, just a kind of a swept under the rug kind of zone. So what we're going to attempt to do at this point in time, we are not going to get this all done today because once again we have not been allocated a sufficient amount of time to do all this. We are going to take care of the homewares that are on the bedside. So let me just flip you around and show you mainly what I will be putting into storage temporarily. So I'm going to say that this frankly looks better than I do right now. So what we have here is excess homers. So we have Christmas tree over here. We have excess florals and placemats. Bedding over here as well, because this is where I keep my cushions and so forth. An alarm clock that I don't use anymore. And of course we have miscellaneous things that belong to other people here. So the aim is basically to declutter the bed area for today, and the rest we will tackle on days 20, 30, 40. Actually, we don't have that many days allocated, so we better tackle it pretty damn quickly. But let's just start one thing at a time. We will get there. I hope that statement sounds convincing, because frankly right now, looking at everything, I'm not sufficiently convinced. So it may not look like much, then again it may. I have managed to clear the bed and I'm quite pleased about that. Now what I haven't shown you is that I have put everything in the corridor outside the door where I can't see it. So once again, can't see, don't believe, not here. Not my problem. My next job is to tackle that, put everything in its rightful place. The rest of the room remains as it remains. I'm not even going to go what's behind my left shoulder here. What I did find though is loads of Kmart tags from all the placemats that I've bought, because I have a huge placemat problem. So would make nice confetti at some kind of celebration, I guess. We'll leave this portion of the video here, and then in the days to follow I will go through the chaos that is the chaos that is the chaos. Is the chaos behind me. I don't have time for lunch, so this is a typical girl lunch. Basically any ready-to-go food from the pantry. These tomates are $3.50 from Aldi, and let me tell you something. They are the bomb. Like, they've got the dill, the lemon, like they have it all. They are so delicious, and you can't go wrong with hummus. I mean, it's everyone's favorite dip. Just living the foodie dream right now. And yes, it is traditional to eat tomates with chopsticks, if you didn't know. God, these are good. So, ironically, same day, picked up the children, had a bit of an outfit change because it is very, very hot at the moment. But motivation strikes me. Actually, I'm motivated every day, but lately my motivation has just been very hard to grab hold of, and whilst it is here, I am literally getting both hands and holding onto it before it just disappears. Also, it helps that I have mostly all the dinners prepared and so forth, so I actually have time to make a bit more progress on the situation behind me. So behind me we have left some boxes, we've got some summer gear, we've got more bedding, we've got DVDs, that kind of thing. They can all, we have a home for most of this stuff. It's just a matter of where to put them temporarily. So I'm not sure where to perch it, because I've kind of given up on the tripod, although I think I may have to get it back. But I think we can do more. I think we can do more today. So that is exactly what I'm going to do right now. Down, please. It's a miracle we can actually see the floor. And another miracle, hair is actually washed and still makeup free, because we just don't have time for that anymore. It's day 610 in the half a house makeover, it seems, or to me it just feels like, to be honest. And yes, I have actually made the effort to dress up today. I just felt like it. I don't know why, really. I just thought it would break up the monotony of me panic cleaning. Mommy. Oh, ciao, honey. Thank you. Thanks for your help. In my unwashed hair and leggings for a week. So today I decided we're done. We're done with that life. Well, actually, that's a complete lie. We're far from from done. Why am I saying we? It's all me. It's just me. Anyway, I will flip you around, and sorry, I don't know what this piece of my hair is doing. It's got a mind of its own. Just as independent as its owner. So, this is the part that I'm going to tackle very quickly. Again, before pickups. I seem to get most of my work done when I'm actually cramming. It just puts that slight, you know, pedal in the accelerator for me. This fine leaning tower of Pisa. This is a old rack that I used to keep my shoes back in the day when I didn't have boxes for them. But now that I do have boxes for them, and yes, I will be sorting out some shoe storage in future vlogs. We are not leaving them like this. However, for now, I'm a bit of a shoe storage place for everyone really, and it's time to obviously move it out and sort it out. So I will attempt to remove this entire stack in the next 20 minutes. Over ambitious? Oh, absolutely. Not to mention, I apologize for the background noise. My husband is on the roof currently trying to sort that out because we have roof issues. We're all on it, we're all on the job, and I'm going to do my part and try to clear this. So rather than hearing the wonderful ambience of foot on roof and my very unenthusiastic tone, I will just put you on a time lapse and get right to it. And that was one of what you would call a hot mess. But we have managed to clear the rack, and now I'm simply going to pick it up, pop it. Even my light doesn't want to light me. Light me! Love me! We're going to pop all that downstairs, and I'm going to get my face on camera, but I think this is all you're going to get from me on day 610 or whatever I mentioned it was. Then we just have the last few bits to pack up, and then this room is almost complete to take over from my mum, who has to now sort through my auntie's things. And then we will tackle bedroom 3, which is the children's bedroom. Oh yes, there's more fun to come.